What's going on, y'all? Just doing a quick voiceover to explain this intro before the video starts. So basically what you're looking at, this is the night that I blew up my original H22. Basically, yep, there you see it. It's really messy, and as you see, I basically melted a piston and all that crankcase pressure shot all the oil out my dipstick. Luckily I had enough oil to make it home, but it shot, as you see, a lot of it out. But as my friend brought up to me, I'm so thankful I have hood vents and not a stock hood, because in this situation, if I had a stock hood, all the oil would have been trapped under and it could have easily started a fire. So I'm glad I have hood vents. I'm glad my car didn't catch on fire, and I'm just glad the way things turned out. By the time I'm recording this audio, I'm sitting in the Lude right now, and I have my F20B, my JDM F20B already swapped in it. So just watch the video and it'll give an explanation of everything. What's going on, everyone? So basically I'm here with a pretty sad update. The Lude officially on its original H22A4 with 240,000 miles. This motor finally, well, I shouldn't say finally, but it did finally blow. So this thing put on a hell of a fucking run. I mean, Jesus, like, just the way this thing ran and how healthy it was, it was insane. I mean, this motor does not owe me a damn thing because it held it down no matter the situation. So, but it is unfortunate. So basically, cylinder number 4, piston ring shit the bed. I have compression in the first 3, and then that last cylinder 4, just no more compression, 0. I might throw in some clips right here. We did compression test it earlier to actually get some numbers. Dude, amazingly, the first 3 cylinders, the good ones that are still good, those 3 cylinders each put out 230 psi. I mean, you know, that's obviously a healthy number for H22s, but for this to be a almost 250,000 mile motor, like, to still be at 230 psi, I think that's insane. Like, that is extremely healthy. And like, obviously, if cylinder number 4 didn't blow, that one, there's no doubt that one would have been the same compression. So this thing definitely always ran amazing, like, especially considering the mileage it had. So I mean, to me, this motor doesn't owe me anything, but it is still a bummer that it is down. But something I haven't shown the channel though is that I just happened to be building an F20B, and that is at the machine shop. It actually just got finished, and basically, I mean, that's what I'm gonna have to swap in here, which that was the intention anyways. But then I did not have an intention of blowing this thing up. I was hoping to keep this running so I could at least get some money back from building the engine, but I'll still be able to get at least a couple $100 out of this fucking thing. But that's basically the situation. I'm pretty excited to show the F20B. I mean, I don't really have much video or nothing of it. I might throw in some pictures, but that thing's gonna be a pretty badass build. You know, I'm putting JDM Civic Type R pistons in it. They're K20A pistons. They have about 12-to-1 compression, almost 12-to-1 compression in a K series, but in the F series it'll be around, just based on the deck height and everything, compressions, it's gonna sit around 10.5 to 11. So it's a little bit down from a K series, but that's just how it is. That's just how it sits inside of an F block. So, but it's whatever. Technically, on one of these USDM H22s, this stock is about, I think, 10-to-1 compression. So it's actually kind of good that the compression will be lower than a K series, because it's gonna run kind of on the stock compression, which I will be running this on the stock ECU when I first do the swap. So that kind of, you know, is a benefit in that regard. But I'm not too concerned about like making it a crazy high comp motor, but I just want it to be fresh, and you know, that's going to be the best thing about it. It's going to be a fresh motor. I have actually over here, don't mind the mess, this is the head to the F20B that I have not given the machine shop yet because they have my block. But as you can see, it's pretty clean. Like, if you look in there, that is literally like brand new bare metal. Like, when they said this is a low mileage motor, they were not kidding, like, at all. This thing is super clean. And better yet, it's a Type S camshaft head. It's the manual version of F20B. And if you know anything about F20Bs, there's an automatic version and a manual version from the stock cars that they came in Japan. And the automatic version has basically the same cams as this, which is just a pretty basic USDM Prelude cam. But a step above that is the manual version of that engine, and that one has Type S camshaft. So this thing is, with the F20B, it's gonna fucking rip. So I'm really excited about that. One thing I haven't shown you guys is a bunch of interior mods. It's pretty dirty as is, but since the last time, I have this EP3 steering wheel. I think it was in my last video, I had the RSX steering wheel. It's technically the same base, but I got a EP3 airbag because that has the Honda symbol. Because the Honda and Acura, the emblems are completely different shape. It's actually over here. It's right here actually. Because I mention this because people are always like, why don't you just swap out the emblems? Well, as you can kind of see, the Acura is an oval and the Honda is a big old square. So swapping the emblems was not a just wasn't an option. So I have this sweet aluminum gauge bezel. I like it. I just tried it out, and it's also on one of my spare gauge faces, so I'm not really ruining any of my original parts. I have this, it's really fingerprint right now, but I have this custom painted center console, and I have this suede shift boot. And I love the shift boot because, you know, people usually get the kind of like a leather with red stitching, like quote unquote Type R shift boot, but I'm really digging the all black suede. I think it looks really nice and classy. So got the painted center radio bezel. So interior, been putting some work in it, but put this away. But yeah guys, that's basically the update on the Lude. Pretty sad situation, but it's fucking whatever at this point. I mean, I'm gonna probably throw in some compilations of some races because this motor has kicked fucking ass ever since I manual swapped it, and it's definitely treated me good. It's technically never left me on the side of the road. I can say that about this engine. Literally, even when this piston blew, I was racing a GTI. Even after it blew, it fucking made it home. I'll throw in some pictures, but as you can see, the dipstick points up through my hood vent, and don't look too close to my hood vent, but it points straight up basically. So oil was shooting straight up past my hood vent, just onto my windshield. So it was pretty crazy driving home. I literally had to like lean over to my passenger seat to even see in front of me to drive, but shit still didn't leave me stranded. I fucking made it home on this fucking thing, blown piston and all. So there was no noises or anything either. Once I got home, I didn't know that a piston was blown, so I was just letting it idle, and it still sounded pretty healthy. Like, it still sounded smooth, no ticks or knocks. So hopefully I might actually throw it back together and fucking just let it idle and take a video of it for whoever I'm selling it to, just so they know that the crank's good, because the crank, all that shit's good, because it's not like it knocked or nothing. Literally just the piston ring failed. That's the only thing that went wrong. So somebody will definitely appreciate it if I take a video of it running, because then they'll know they're getting a good motor. I'm not trying to screw anybody over. This is a good motor. Like, you know, for a lot of people, they'll try and say that, you know, a piston ring job is easy. So, you know, whoever wants it, they can get it. They can get this job. So, but yeah, guys, that's the update. Pretty unfortunate, but it's gonna get a new lease on life. I mean, I've literally swapped like 6 H22s and a couple different Accords. So at this point, I mean, swapping is not a big deal. And the best part about this being a Prelude, everything is stock. I don't have to splice nothing. Like, the thing about, you know, H swapping Accords, you'll swap it in, and sometimes, you know, sometimes it just won't run as perfect as you think it would. So there'll be something you need a wire or something with the idle, the map sensor on a cord. So that's the best thing about this being a Prelude. Nothing is, you don't have to really do anything custom. All you really need to do is put on all the parts from this onto the JDM motor. So like this manifold, I'm just gonna swap it to my other motor, and this manifold and thermostat, all this shit, it's the stock to the stock ECU, you know what I'm saying? So everything's stock, you know, it's gonna be a super easy swap. So pretty excited about it. But but that's it basically. Nothing, no driving today on this fucking thing. So yeah, guys, just wanted to give y'all an update. It's gonna get a new lease on life, I'm sure of it. So, you know, when you're out here racing your cars and stuff, and in my situation when it has fucking 240,000 miles, sometimes, you know, sometimes you gotta expect this shit to happen. So that's why I'm not really too bummed about it. I'm more bummed that I just can't drive. Like, I'm more bummed about that than I am bummed about that it actually happened. Because, you know, when you're out here racing shit, you really gotta put this into consideration of what will happen when you're racing your car. So it's whatever. But yeah, y'all have a good day.